Okay, here I have the Among Us character. It's one of many ways you can make it, but I'm just going to show you the basic steps, okay? So I'm going to leave that one on here. I'm going to first create a cylinder. I create it on this, but I'm going to create from over here because we're going to get in the way. So I'm going to go at about 30. I'm going to pull it up to about 60, 30, 35. And make it a little bit wider, maybe 40. Okay, about right. 40 by 75. Then I'm going to click on the fillet, and I'm going to click this top, and I'm going to push down. I'm going to give it a dome. Hit OK. Then I'm going to click on construction plane. I'm going to add a tangent plane. I'm just going to click the back. Hit OK. It wasn't viewable, so I got to make sure I turn it. You can see that. Turn on sketches too. All right, now I'm going to create the backpack. I'm going to do that with a sketch. I'm going to click on the back of this, on this plane I just created. Create a, I'm going to eyeball this, so something like that. You can put in your own, but maybe I want to do this a little over here. Okay. And I'm going to click on this fillet. It just makes the corners rounded. You can click on all of them. I feel like that's probably okay. So I'm going to say finish sketch. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click the extrude button. I'm going to pull it out a little bit. I'm going to click two sides because I also want to push it in. Uh-oh, it's cutting. So come down here to your dialog box. Instead of cut, say new body. And I'm going to click OK. Looks like it's a little bit out, a little smaller, and a little bit out. So I'm going to double click on the sketch, and I'm just going to see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to make these. Okay, I feel like that's good. I hit stop, and it just, when I hit finish sketch, it finishes the sketch and then extrudes it again. That looks okay. So now we're going to do the front of it. So I need a construction plane on the front. So I'm going to click on the backpack. I'm going to bring it front to the front. I'm going to swing around a little bit so I can see. Just make sure I'm in the front, yes. Then I'm going to draw the visor on this. And again, rounded rectangle. I noticed that it should be above the dome a little bit. And I'm going to drop that. Click on the fillet, and I'm going to make, oops, cancel that. Try that again. Back up. Fillet, 1, 2, and these ones are a little bit wider, like this. So push it in a little bit. Okay. And the fillets on the bottom are a little less. So click, and you can click two of them and it will do both of them at the same time. So just a little bit like this. I think that's right. Finish sketch. Hit the extrude button, and let's pull that in. We want a new body. I'm going to do two sides because I want to pull it out a little bit more as well. You can always adjust that later. Okay, wonderful. Now, I have, need to cut the legs out. So we're going to do that by creating a sketch on this back. You can zoom in a little bit. We're going to create a rectangle, and it can be somewhere behind the backpack and centered. You can always just move these over a little bit. When it's done, hit finish sketch. And then we're going to extrude that. This time we do want to cut. So as we push into the body, it automatically switched to cut. Click OK. We got our Among Us character legs. I'm going to click on the fillet And then I'm going to click on all of these. And as I click on them, it should just add them to the fillet. So I got to spin it around using 2 fingers and sketch. I'm sorry, 2 fingers and no, just 2 fingers and shift, sorry, to spin it around. But it automatically put all 8 edges in there. So I'm looking for that arrow. Here it is. So I'm going to push in, and you just decide. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I want this one too. Whoops. Okay, sometimes it's a pain. So I want to do this one, 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 this one. So there were 10 of them. And then we're going to push. Ooh. It's up to you how far you want to make those curves. Maybe a little less. There we go. At least they'll be able to stand up. Okay. Let's do the same with the visor. There's 2 parts of the visor. Okay. Let's do the same thing with the backpack. So click again. This one does it all at the same time. Decide what you like. Say okay. I think that is it. Okay. Now, I'm looking at this. I'm like, this visor is a little bit different. So I'm going to look on my timeline where I created the visor. That's the backpack. That's the visor. So I'm going to double click on it. And I'm just going to adjust it by pulling it out a little bit. I'm just using the arrow. Allows me to kind of make it bigger. And say finish sketch. And then you might have to redo this fillet. So I'm going to, because it made some extra parts. So I'm going to click cancel, and I'm going to try to cancel. Try that again. So this red run right down here is because I changed the visor so much that it can't do this one anymore. So I just created another one, and that's okay. Here's the visor. Let me just take a look one more time, flip it around on the back, take a look at the backpacks. They look fine. Legs look fine. Visor looks fine. Okay, so I'm going to turn off construction plan and the sketches so I can see it a little bit better. I can even turn off this guy right here. I'm going to go to modify. Now I have this silver, which is fine, and because it's a type of material. Let me just show you. If I go to appearance, sorry. If I go to appearance, I can create lots of colors, like red, and you can see that it'll make it look shiny red, which is kind of cool. And so you can use that if you want and change these colors, double clicking it like you did with the building, and change the colors of the Among Us characters to whatever color you want. To make them shiny. But I feel like I want to make them different material instead of this shiny steel satin. So I'm going to show you one thing you can do. Instead of changing the appearance, you change the physical material. And you can look at all these different materials. I've got this plastic. Let's see, there's acrylic, there's a ton of different materials. So I've already drug this ABS plastic up here and to here. And what that does is it changes it from steel to plastic. Now you can't change the color of the material, but you can change the appearance of the material. So here I've got this white right here. So if I double click it and say I want to make a nice blue Among Us character, now I can make it more plastic looking. Or say I want his visor to be a nice purple ABS, I can do that as well. It's up to you. That again. And on my other character, I've changed some of the colors. I've done some highlights. So let's say I want to do that. Change the button here to face, and then you can actually drag and change the color of the faces of bodies, not just the whole body itself. So this can come in handy to make accents or to add additional design elements. So for example, that. And let's say I want to make it a little bit more white. I can just change the color of the one I was using, and so on and so on. Well, have fun with your Among Us character. Please share it, like, and subscribe. And I look forward to the next tutorial.